Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson, channeling the man in the moon. Today's question is about Merrick Garland. I don't know about you, but I'm getting more and more frustrated. I sometimes see him do something and then he does nothing. And let's face it, how many years does it take to conduct an investigation? Not to mention, how much immaterial, how much information has been lost, how much information on cell phones, for example, was deleted by the Secret Service, so that now no one can be held accountable. This is very upsetting to me as an American. Let me try to move my personal opinions out of the way here, though. Uh, and if you'd like to know how I do that, it's a way that I've often spoken of. I just have a pyramid in my head and I'm gonna put in some people who have passed from this lifetime who love me. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Thanks very much. Gonna lower that. So Merrick Garland, what is he doing? So tiny bit more sympathy now. I see Merrick Garland, and there's just a swirl of light around him, and he is just trying to manage this like basically like there's so much information. Which trial do we have first, for example? How can we manage all of this stuff? He's like, it's absolutely overwhelming. And if he picks one thing, that could be the wrong thing. Like he might not get convicted of X because of, where the jury is. It's really an extraordinarily difficult process. So a little more sympathy here, but tell me more about Merrick Garland and what's the situation? Again, like I see him actually almost managing one investigation, managing another investigation, managing another. It might be that the Congress was sort of given the task to do certain investigations on Trump, and that's the way it needed to be. He just didn't have enough people to look at all of the information that's available and really dig down deep enough. Again, so a little bit more sympathy for him just in his situation. But I do see him focusing. I do see him focusing on certain things. So I'm going to ask this question, which is and this personally is driving me crazy, that he constantly is worried about the perceptions. Did the right wing, did Bill Barr ever worry about him being perceived as a partisan? Why is it that Democrats are always worried about being perceived as partisan? They're going to get perceived that way anyway. So what difference does it make? Like, doesn't matter who they hire. I mean, they put Mueller as a Republican in charge, and still they undermined him. So again, that's my opinion. We'll just put that aside for a moment and see, is he really succumbing to this kind of social pressure? Let's call it socio-political pressure. And he's kind of saying, yeah, but he's also saying, I really don't have that much choice. It has to be a factor in what I do. So I'll let you know I don't agree with this. I think the law is the law, but he does have a point. He is saying, look, if the jury is all of them believe, or one of them believes that we are partisan, there will be no conviction and the law will be further undermined. So I have to take this as far as I can to at least appear fair. And I might say it's, 1% of the people change their mind. And he's like, yeah, sure, maybe. That's the 12th juror, right? So I have to do this. I have to do this the right way. Okay, Merrick, I'm still suspicious, but I do see his point. Well, I guess my question for him is, are you really going to do it? Are you really going to do what is needed? He goes like this, and I don't know what that means, Spirit. Almost like he's saying, I'm going to do part of what's needed. He's like, I have to choose one of these things and drill to the bottom. I cannot do all of them. I just simply don't have the facilities to do that. So I've got to pick one thing. And it looks like the insurrection is actually his one thing. It's like, that's why I hired Jack. That's what we're drilling down on right now. Okay, well, is Jack, I think it's Jack Smith, is he going to deliver? So Jack Smith is sitting at a desk. It's starting to rain. Okay. Water is always transformative. Let's see, Jack Smith. Is Jack Smith going to do this? So again, Jack Smith, again, I'm logged into him. He's sitting at a desk, but he has a knife and he stabs it into the table and the table splits. It's like a don't underestimate me, young man kind of feeling. He's like, I am a serious guy. Don't underestimate. He's like, I will split this in half and find out, even if it costs me my desk. Right? That's like sort of a thing. Okay, tell me more, Jack. I'm still a little bit suspicious of you. He said, look, it's on the horizon, but it comes closer. I see literally a horizon, but I see something coming closer and closer and closer on the horizon. Shows me his watch. It's just a question of time. I get. So how long, how much time? I get a year. So let's make sure of that. That seems like it could be inaccurate. How much time, Jen? Again, I'm getting kind of a year, and I'm getting like next Christmas. He said, and it's almost like he's saying that'll be plenty of time. You know, the Republicans couldn't stop me from doing this investigation. They still won't stop me from doing this investigation. We will have a year where we line everything up. Okay. Well, let's ask, and I'm going to ask not will you succeed, but does Jack Smith think he will succeed? He nods yes, but he said it's going to be really hard because of the socio-political environment. It is going to be extremely difficult for me to get this through. People are going to view it as partisan no matter what he does. There is no real successful way to do this. It's just simply not possible that he can navigate this perfectly. It will be divisive. And that's the other thing that he's just saying, look, this is all really divisive. We would be doing a disservice to America if we kept dividing them and if Merrick Garland came in all guns blazing and stuff like that. So it would be it wouldn't be right. It would be, make certain people angry, look like we're rushing to judgment. So, we do have to consider that. And it's like, okay, there's a certain degree of patriotism involved in this. It's like he's saying the problem is not, the problem is that there is a body of people who will not accept anything that we do or say, no matter how much proof it is, as has been proven before. They simply will not accept it. So the best thing we can do is move slowly enough so those people who are kind of in the middle are reasonably convinced that we were fair. He's like, that's the best thing we could do. And he's like, look, there's no one's ever done this before. We don't know how it's going to end. We don't know what the best fast forward is. We have to forge ahead in a complete state of darkness, and we're going to be totally judged whether we succeed or fail on every single detail of this case. But he says, and again, the knife going through the table, I will do it. I don't care what other people think so much. I am up to this task. I am out for the truth. That is what I do. And it's almost like he's like, I've got a level that I'm going to reach. That's my goal. And I will reach it. Period. Right. It's like he's saying, I will bring charges, whether they are, the jury's swayed or not, I will bring them. And I know there's something about Christmas, but he's also saying something will happen in 6 months. He's talking to a lot of people, and he's actually talking to some people who are a bit secret. They're not people we know about yet. They're sort of on a peripheral scope of all of this. All right. What else can we know from Merrick Garland? Again, I'm getting a Christmas wreath. So something is going to happen at Christmas. It's like he's saying, I know you guys are really frustrated, but I have to do this the right way. It's, 1 year is worth the time to complete these tasks. We can't be impatient or we'll do it wrong. So anything more, Mark, you're going to tell me. It's like he's, as American flag, it's like he's saying, I still believe in America. I still believe in the system that I represent. And I have to. I have to believe that. That is my background. That is who I am. That is how I was raised and what I was trained to do. And if I didn't believe in that system, I wouldn't be here. It's like he's putting his hand in his heart. It's like, cross my heart, hope to die. I really do believe in the system. And also, he's making a good point. This is a temporary situation. 20, 30 years ago, we didn't have this level of, utter and total corruption of a political party. And 20 years in the future, we also won't have this. We will look at this in retrospect and we will see the very detailed way that it is done. And that will be a sort of primer for anybody in the future to do it, whether he makes a mistake and we take that into account. If he can get to the conviction, we will take that into account. He's kind of crossing his arms. It's like, you guys are judging me pretty harshly. But he's also saying, you don't know what I am doing. And unlike Trump, I can't just blat it out and just tell everybody. I have to keep this quiet. So he's like, I see the frustration of not knowing if I am doing anything, but I cannot go blabbing. I have to do this the right way. And we've all got into, he's making a point, we've all got into this habit of instant news from the Republican Party, instant controversy, instant problems. That's not really how things work or should work. It's again, he's just saying, give me time. All right, are you going to fail here, Garland? Are you really going to do this task? Just going to ask one more time. Okay, this is a really interesting image. He is in a glass dome, like, when you put some food under glass to stop the flies. Um, but the glass dome opens up. It's like a circle dome, and it opens up, and there's Garland. So I'm getting from this that we really will see some action on his part. He just cannot say much about it at this moment because the situation is totally new and really complex. So wow, I'm a little bit changed my mind. I feel a little bit better about him. I do think that we all need to keep pressing forward though with this and not let this slip away. Thanks so much for watching.